Alright, what's going on there, folks? Earthmaster here, jumping in on this Thursday night, August 20th, 2020. Lots of 20s in there. About 8:48 p.m. West Coast time here in California, where we're still pretty socked in with smoke. I guess a lot of the smoke from our fires are pretty much hitting a lot of the states out here, all the way over to Colorado, for example. And it even looked like Yellowstone up there was seeing some smoke on their webcams there at Old Faithful, but not 100% sure on that. 3.3, a latest earthquake out here in the Oklahoma area. Looks like maybe possibly just right around the border there of Texas, Oklahoma region. Before we get into the earthquake activity, I want to show you guys real quick the views out here of my specific area. This here is a satellite view of California. We got California coast up here, Eureka, Redding, Sacramento down here, the Bay Area, San Francisco, right? And this is all smoke. There's a little fire up there, but the big ones are right around here, all along the coast range, including over here a little bit further to the west as well. All this activity headed straight towards me, and giving me a big headache and sore throat all day today. Just being outside for a couple minutes, and I was feeling it pretty bad. Anyway, all this smoke, man, is stretching from Redding all the way down to Bakersfield. I heard. I've never seen California look like this. It's pretty much all on fire, and there's no sign of it going out anytime soon. A couple shots that I took earlier of the sun there, you can see the red color sun. It was pretty much dimmed out. I mean, I could look at it without any issues on the eyes, but I just wanted to get a couple shots there because of the awesome color. This here was the scene around my area. Lots of smoke, very hazardous. I think the air quality level got to about 278 on the Weather Underground app, which is indicative of very unhealthy, close to hazardous air quality. A couple more shots there, folks driving around in the smoke. I mean, just very heavy smoke out there. So anyway, we'll get back to the earthquake update here. Just wanted to share with you guys the view out here on the west coast. Just miserable. 2.5 map here from the USGS. You can see a little bit of activity up and down the state here. Not specifically on the San Andreas, except for this little one here on the creeping section near Pinnacles at about 5.8 kilometers below the surface at 2.7 hit. Some more inland earthquake activity here on the specific faults here. What's that called? Macama. That's right. We talked about that the other night there. Activity near Willits, California. This activity here is still kind of. Let's go ahead and bring back the all magnitudes here so we can check that out again. And yeah, you can see activities kind of still kicking up a little bit here in the Willits area. Anything that happens down here around the geysers is average activity. If we don't see earthquake activity down there in the geysers, that's when we start worrying. But it's a lot of geothermal activity down there around the geysers, and that's all normal swarming activity. What's not really normal is the activity up here southeast of Willits area. Still kind of seeing some microquakes going on. Looks like the latest quake there, 1.2 southeast of Willits. And what's this here? Kind of looks like we got a little bit of a migration to the south with this one lone earthquake there, 2.3 near Redwood Valley. But still kind of keep an eye on it. It's still an obvious sign of pressure out here along the west coast. Some activity up here near the Mendocino Triple Junction, a little bit further inland towards the Cascadia Megathrust Zone. Nothing big, just a what is that magnitude there real quick, if I can click on that. I know I can. 1.7, just a little microquake up there. Another one up here just northwest of Eureka area, a 1.8, just further indicative of pressure out here. A little deep, right? About 20 kilometers below the surface for that one, and 23 kilometers below the surface for the one further south there. Some activity over here towards the northeast as well. There's some microquaking. Nothing really going on around Lassen Peak None of the volcanoes up here showing any type of unusual activity. So that's a good thing. That's the last thing we need is volcanic eruptions with all these huge fires that we have going on. It's just ridiculous. I'm not even joking. Activity here in the Nevada region still showing some aftershocks there from the earthquakes that took place now a couple months ago, 3 or 4 months ago, I believe, somewhere around there. Time's sure flying by for sure. Ridgecrest area, kind of seeing a little migration there away from the Ridgecrest region. Nothing big at the moment, but it is kind of stretching up there towards the Lone Pine, or the Owens Valley fault system towards Lone Pine. So a little uptick in activity out here in this area, also where that earthquake struck yesterday. That the smoke's been messing with my head. What was it, 5.1, 4.8? I can't remember exact magnitude over here. It struck out in this region where this swarming's going on now, or aftershock activity, I should say. Little quake over here as well. Darwin, California. Imagine that. Other than that, not a whole lot of big activity out here along the west coast, folks. Activity in the Salton Sea region still below what we had seen a few days ago when it was swarming. Just some sporadic earthquake activity out there, microquakes, if you will. And that's about it there in that region. Another little quake south of the border. Just now, looks like about a... What did they got coming? That's kind of weird. 2 point... Okay, that's really weird. Click on that, and that brings the... what do we got? 51 kilometers south of Ocotillo. Alright. Oh, I need a good night's sleep. I'm not even joking. This smoke is not good. Horrible. I had to keep my nephew in all day just because I don't want him out there breathing that. There's that Oklahoma earthquake that just struck on the globe. 3.3 magnitude quake there. Looks like Oklahoma definitely rocking and rolling a little bit. That's not abnormal, right? You see quite a bit of earthquake activity out there. And some smaller quakes towards the east, Arkansas region, also near the North Carolina area where we've seen that earthquake activity a few days ago. But pretty mellow day out there, I guess. I mean, I would call it pretty average for earthquake activity globally. Hawaii still seeing some activity. You can go ahead and zoom in there real quick and check them out. No major updates to volcanic activity in this region. Just still seeing some deeper quakes there, about 30 kilometers below the surface, offshore and inland, right around the well, looks like Pahala area. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, so feel free to correct me. Yeah, just not really good at pronouncing Hawaiian names or any weird, I guess to me weird names, but yeah. Let's check out the globe real quick. Actually, while we're over here, let's check out the slow slip trimmer map here. Easy way to check out the dates on this. I've seen someone ask about that. This is just from today here. See a lot of activity. There's, I didn't filter this out to other days. This is just today, and the date range up here is 8/20. A lot of activity, actually, if you think about it, just for a 1 day period. Kind of a weird angle as well. And I talked about this a little bit last night here. We've seen some strange activity in Northern California, and we can see it again down there. Normally we see clusters, right? And the clusters, at least up here in this region, run pretty much linear in a north to south fashion along the Cascadia subduction zone here. Today, with this new activity, we're kind of seeing sporadic activity further upwards. And what I mean by upwards is towards the locked section of the Cascadia subduction zone, this inland area where they're picking up the tremor is the downslope of it, I guess, the not locked section, so to speak. An area where it's kind of, just slowly moving. That's where they call these little tremors slow slip events. But this activity that's kind of shooting upward, if you gotta look at it in your mind's eye. The locked section is further towards this region over here, not inland where all this deep activity is taking place, but further to the west towards the locked section of the Cascadia subduction zone. So this tremor that's being picked up here, that's kind of in a fashion of going towards the locked zone, is a little troublesome, a little worrisome, I should say, because I can't recall the last time I seen something like that. And as I mentioned last night, we've seen some weird activity taking place here in Northern California as well. Let's go ahead and bring the last couple days up of activity, and we'll check that out real quick here. Let's just go ahead and go from the 16th to the 20th, and then we'll add the results here real quick, and you guys can see what I'm talking about here. There's a nice little linear type thing here. Normally it's clustered like we're seeing up there in southern Oregon, but we're seeing a pretty good indicative line here, and it's not really north to south like it should be. Let's go up here a little bit, and you can still see the activity that is from today, and that's this area right here. But pretty active, folks. Pretty interesting activity that's taking place out here. What do we got here? At least on with these search results, we're looking at about 329 epicenters or so. This here is the M energy produced by those tremors being picked up. So there's quite a bit of them, folks. I mean, for me, I've always said that it's always good to be on heightened alert or more prepared possibly for a larger earthquake in this region when we see extreme slow slip slow slip movements here. And that's kind of what we've been seeing here over the past few days. We've seen large clusters like here in Oregon, southern Oregon, in the past, but these linear line movements going towards the locked section of the Cascadia subduction zone, it's just kind of blowing me away. So just kind of watching it, folks. We'll keep an eye on it. Hopefully that thing doesn't blow. That's all we need here in California too. You never know. It's 2020. Fires and the Cascadia subduction zone finally rupturing. That would be it. I'd be packing my bags and I would be heading somewhere else. That would be that would definitely be my ticket out of here for sure. Anyway, so yeah, that's that, and we'll just continue to monitor this area out here along the Cascadia subduction zone and see what happens from there. Yellowstone National Park. I like to go over this, well, pretty much whenever I do updates here. Just cover activity if there is any. Not a whole lot going on here in Yellowstone National Park. No tremor, no magma movement, no weird activity with the geysers at the moment. No strange signs or signals on the seismographs at all. I don't even think these are earthquakes here. They just look too odd to be earthquakes there in that region. So looking pretty good, looking clear, folks, there in the Yellowstone National Park region. From what I can tell, some weird stuff here. That looks like kind of looks like what was going on with the Lake Yellowstone seismograph the other day. They were doing some type of instrument adjustment modifications. I don't know, maybe some type of tuning on that specific Lake Yellowstone seismograph. Now it looks pretty normal here, so But anyway, let's get back to the live stream here, and I do hope everyone has a good night. And please stay safe out there. I will continue to update folks on the wildfires out here in California. It's fires fairly far from me. I don't think it'll reach here, but the smoke and ashes are definitely making life pretty miserable whenever you go outside. I don't know if you guys can hear it in my voice, but just for the 10-15 minutes I was out today doing that video and going to the store, it really irritated my voice and my lungs, I think so. Have a good night, folks. We'll chat you guys another time, and stay safe out there.